He didn't care that Florida taxpayers and refugees fleeing socialist dictatorships would pay the price.
Critics are sounding off on Governor DeSantis days after he chartered 2 flights to send 50 mostly Venezuelan migrants from Texas to Massachusetts.
This is an issue of human decency and the lack thereof by Governor DeSantis. That's a disaster, not just politically, but morally.
Charlie Crist, who's running against DeSantis, believes the governor broke the law and opened the state up to legal trouble, including a class action lawsuit filed this week by several migrants. The lawsuit claims they were told lies to get them on the planes. Governor DeSantis denies it, and Senator Marco Rubio slammed the lawsuit.
They didn't enter the country the proper way, and they're immediately in court demanding rights and claims under our laws. This is outrageous.
DeSantis, meanwhile, says he's simply preventing a lot of those migrants from coming to Florida by stopping them in Texas.
What we're doing is not the ultimate solution. I think it's opening people's eyes to the solution.
And he says to the situation at the border. According to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, from 2016 through 2018, 400 to 500,000 migrants crossed the southern border. That number rose to almost 1 million in 2019, but dropped by about 50% in 2020 when entry was limited due to COVID-19. The first big spike came last year. 1.7 million migrants entered the U.S., and this year, a record number of crossings, more than 2.1 million so far.
I think it's a confluence of several factors.
Steve Maggi, an immigration expert in Pinellas, says political and economic chaos in several Central and South American countries are driving migration. Then came the COVID border restrictions.
I think the spike in numbers that you're seeing are a result of that bottleneck of all the migrants that were coming across.
Finally, and most importantly, according to Maggi, border policy that's been inconsistent under several administrations, including President Biden and President Trump.
Really, the root problem is we don't have a clear and coherent policy in how we want to treat people trying to come here for legitimate reasons to the United States.
Aaron Mesmer, Fox 13 News.
And one more note now about those who were relocated. The governor says that the migrants all signed a waiver that was written in English and in Spanish agreeing to be relocated.